872. That is the number of people who have subscribed to this channel that you're watching right now. Now, that might be a little bit confusing because obviously you look at the sub count and you're saying, that's not correct. And yes, you're right, that isn't the current sub count, but that still isn't wrong. So what I'm talking about is the amount of accounts, the amount of people who have subscribed to this channel over the entire lifetime of the channel, including the people who eventually decide to unsubscribe. If you do the same thing for the second channel, the number's about 1,560 people, despite the sub count being about 1,100 around now. So you could do the maths, put them together, but then there's going to be some people who are sub to both, some people aren't, but we'll just round that to about 2,000. That probably makes sense in my head. Now, a question you may have right now is, what the fuck am I talking about? The purpose of this video isn't to brag in some kind of weird way and to argue myself into pretending I'm better than I am, as if a sub count even really matters in terms of that kind of shit, right? It's instead a kind of a metaphor, I guess, to make a point. The point being that you should be able to be proud of your achievements, whatever they may be, small, big, however they feel for you, and not have to worry about how other people perceive them or how they can be compared to other people's achievements or stuff like that. Like I said, this number of 800 and whatever I said, I've completely forgotten now, I'll be honest with you, isn't the actual subscriber count, and to some people, doesn't matter. But for me, it's still a number to be proud of. Whether the sub count has remained that way or people have left over time or whatever, the bottom line is that over the 9 years of me making content on this channel, over 800 people have seen something I've made and thought it was good enough and enjoyed it enough that they wanted to see more of it, or they wanted to do a little, press the subscribe button, this little signifier of thinking that it was good enough, and they wanted to show that. Whether or not they've in the future decided that the stuff I was making in the future wasn't what they liked, or they wasn't that bothered about staying subscribed, whatever, isn't really relevant. It's still a number that I'm really proud of. Also, looking at subscribers in this kind of way compared to the way that most people are, I guess, supposed to look at subscriber counts can really help when you lose subscribers, because the overall number doesn't change. I've still had this amount of people who over time have decided that my content is something they've enjoyed to hit subscribe. Whether or not they believe, like I said, doesn't change that at all. Like I said, I've been doing this for 9 years, I've made a lot of different stuff, people can leave, of course my content changes, but even not taking that into mind, someone can decide that the newer stuff I make isn't as good as the older stuff I make, in their opinion, or even objectively. Doesn't really change anything. Doesn't make me feel worse about myself, because I still know that that person at some point in the time felt that I made something good enough for them to subscribe to, and that is something which is a very nice feeling and I am very proud of. Now, for a lot of people, this mindset does not make sense and does not affect them in any way or form. They might think it's silly, they might think it's stupid, and looking at sub counts in this way doesn't affect them in the way it does me, and that's completely fine. And that's kind of my point. People have a lot of different achievements, people have a lot of different things they would be proud of. Something that you could be proud of yourself might not make sense to somebody else. Something that you'd be proud of might be a big achievement in someone else's eyes, or might be something small. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't have to look for other people's approval to be proud of things you've done. You shouldn't let other people's opinions or thoughts or comments make you feel worse or different about something which you have worked a lot towards and are generally happy with yourself for achieving. Something else to keep in mind as well is that being proud of something does not equate to being cocky or being egotistical. You're allowed to be proud of yourself. Of course, if you're going around bragging to everybody, being like, hey, look at this hot shit that I've done. Of course, some people are very cocky about their achievements and are very egotistical when they achieve stuff, but you shouldn't feel like you are if you just generally feel proud. There's a difference of going around bragging to everybody and making them feel worse about themselves than just knowing you've done something very well, sharing it with your friends and telling them how happy it's made you, and sharing your achievements with the people that you love. That's completely fine. And if people around you are making you feel like shit for that and making you feel bad for just sharing how happy you are and sharing this achievement with them because you care about them, I think that says more about them than you. Life is different for everybody. Life is hard in lots of different ways. Like something which could be considered a very small, easy thing to somebody could be considered extremely difficult and extremely big to somebody else. And you shouldn't look for someone else's approval to know if that mindset is correct or not, For example, some people find getting up early in the morning completely easy. nothing. Doesn't matter to them. Other people getting out of bed in general is a really big deal and very much of a struggle, whether that be because of, depression or something else going on. These little achievements that you can do throughout your day, whether that just be getting through another day, or that be, being productive on one day, or deciding to start a new hobby, starting exercising, losing a little bit of weight or gaining a little bit of weight, going to the gym for the first time. You have no idea what you're doing and you feel like everyone else around you is doing so much bigger things than you because they know what they're doing. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, your life is yours, and whatever makes you proud and whatever you feel as if it's your achievement and what makes you happy, that's all that really matters. Whether other people understand that or not, doesn't matter. If they do, great, they can share that achievement with you and they can, be proud of you. But people don't understand that and don't understand what a big achievement that is to you, and they want to make you feel bad about it. Fuck them. Not literally. Going back to my YouTube analogy for a second. Like I've said, I've been doing this for about 9 years, and I've hit a sub count which I am personally proud of, but in the grand scheme of things is nothing to most people. However, even though I mention this a lot in videos and say, oh, it's probably nothing to a lot of people, because that's something I've struggled with for a while, feeling like I shouldn't be proud of what I've done. I am proud of what I've done. I don't have to justify it to people. I'm not going to justify it now, but deep down, I know that what I've done is something that I'm happy with. I know that the achievements that I've had are good achievements to me, and that's all that really matters. And those people out there who will put me down and say it's not a very high number, or they'll find another reason saying, oh, well this, or well that, doesn't matter. Other people's opinions on your achievements don't matter, honestly. Like I said, being happy with yourself and being proud of the things that you've done, happy with the little achievements you do throughout the day, does not make you an egotistical, braggadocious person. So don't be scared to celebrate the little achievements you have, the little personal achievements you have, celebrate them with yourself. When you all need a bit of motivation, and if you can cheer yourself on, then there's nothing wrong with that. I think people should, be able to live like that a bit more. That's just my opinion. So whatever it is you're working towards at the moment, whether it be a new hobby, a new job, something, to do with exercise, or more personal things, like just getting through the day. Maybe you've been through something hard and getting through each day is very difficult, That's good, you can do it and you're doing it, and you shouldn't feel like it's not something to be happy about. Life's too short to worry about other people's opinions and achievements, and to worry about other people's expectations and, compare it to other people's achievements, thinking, I've done this, but this person did it a lot better. The odds are that that person you're comparing your achievement to, saying it's a lot worse than theirs, they're probably doing the exact same thing. They've probably found someone above them to compare their achievement to, saying it's a bit shit as well. So end the cycle. I feel like I'm repeating myself now. Hopefully I've made my point clear, and I've gotten across what I was trying to say. Whatever makes you happier in your day, as long as you're being good to people and you're not trying to hurt others, whatever makes you happy is just how you should live at the end of the day. I'm going to stop talking before I ramble too much, as I've already been recording a little bit more longer than I was expecting to. Thank you for watching and listening. Hopefully I've made sense and helped or something in any kind of way. Just some things out of my mind which I wanted to put into a video, because I don't know, just thought it would be nice. Good luck with whatever you're doing in your life at the moment, and yeah, just keep that stuff in mind. Also, do you like my t-shirt? It says, do all things with kindness, fucker. I love it.